Hi, everybody. This is the last section of our verb unit, and it's on troublesome verbs. So it's verbs that really kind of maybe don't make sense unless you really study them to figure out which ones to use and when. So let's dive into it. Certain parts of verbs are often confused. Certain pairs of verbs are often confused. Why? Because the meanings of the words are very similar and both sound alike. Okay? So lie means to be or remain in a horizontal position, to rest, like you're lying down on your bed, okay? The verb forms are lie, lay, has lain, or is lying, okay? That's if you're lying down on your bed or lying down on the floor or the couch or something like that. Example, I often lie on the couch to watch TV. The next one, lay, means to put something down or to place it somewhere. So this one doesn't mean lay down. This one now means to put something in a place. So if you're putting your remote on your coffee table, for example, you're laying your remote down, okay? You're not laying your body down in a horizontal position. You're laying something down in its place, okay? The verb forms here are lay, laid, has laid, or is laying. Okay? I laid my glasses somewhere in this room. All right, so a hint. Lay means put, and it always takes an object, okay? You always need an object that's laying. In the example above, the object is glasses, okay? So something here always needs to be laid, or you need to lay something, okay? Right, and on this one, lie, there is no object in the sentence that is lying. Okay, I often lie on the couch to watch TV. You're not lying something on the couch. The subject itself is what is lying. Okay, here where the subject is laying something else on a surface. Next one, sit. It means to rest or occupy a seat. The verb forms are sit, sat, has sat, or is sitting. And here's the example. The cat sat happily in the sun. Okay? So again, the cat is the one doing the sitting. She sat happily in the sun. Okay? Now, here is set. It means to put or place something in a position. Very much like lay, okay? So the verb forms are set, has set, or is setting. So I set, you set, it has set, or it is setting, okay? Here's the example. She carefully sets the chess pieces on the board. Again, something else, the chess pieces in this example, need to be set, okay? Our subject is doing the setting of the object. So that example works for most things until we get to our part A, number 1. So let's just take a look. The directions say to circle the correct verbs. Now take a look here. Number 1 says the sun sat or set in the west. While the sun is the subject, okay, the sun is the subject, but the sun isn't putting anything else. It's not placing an object somewhere, okay? But however, it is also not resting or occupying a spot, okay? It itself is being put into place on the other side of the horizon, okay? So that's why the answer is set here, because it's finding a place somewhere. The sun set in the west, okay? It's not resting and it's not occupying any spots, any seats. It's going into a different position, okay? It's set in the west. All right, number 2 says, don't just sit or set there. All right, so let's take a look up here. Remember, sit means to rest or occupy a seat, okay? You're telling somebody not to just sit there or not to just set there. Are you telling somebody not to just rest or occupy that seat there? Or are you telling somebody not to put or place something in position there? Well, the one that makes the most sense in this one is sit. Don't just sit there. You're telling somebody not to sit, rest, or occupy in a seat there. Okay? Let's do one more. Sit or set those flowers down. Okay? All right. So, are the flowers sitting? Are they resting or occupying a seat? Or is somebody being told to put or place the flowers somewhere? Okay? And then keep going and finish the rest of part A. In part B, you are told to cross out each incorrect verb and write the correction above it. The first error has been corrected as an example. Thanksgiving is a time when my family and friends sit down together for dinner. Okay? The incorrect verb was set. We replaced it with the word sit. Remember, we need to cross out the incorrect verb and then write the correction above it. Okay, there's 2 steps here. You need to cross out and then you need to write. Let's take a look at the next one. Someone cooks a fine meal and sits out their best dishes. Okay, remember, take a look up here at the definitions of sit. The meaning of sit is to rest or occupy a seat. Okay? They're sitting something else. They're putting their dishes out. So they're putting the dishes into a place or a different position. Okay? That's why sit is incorrect. And we need to replace it with the word set. Okay? You continue going down through here. Find the incorrect verbs, cross them out, and write the correct form above it. Remember to take a look at both of these variations, both lie and lay, and sit and set. On page 2, our words are bring and take, leave and let, and borrow and lend. Let's take a look at bring and take. Bring means to carry something to the one speaking. Okay, so if you have something, you are going to carry it to somebody else's house who is speaking to you. Okay, Vinny will bring his homework to my house. All right, the person speaking is having Vinny bring homework to the person speaking's house. Okay, that's bring. Take means to carry or move something away from the person speaking. Example, did you take the video back to the store? Okay, so the person speaking is asking if the person is going to be taking the video away from the person speaking and back to the store where it belongs. All right, hint, bring is related to come and take is related to go. All right, the next one is leave, and leave means to let stay or be or to depart. All right, and the example here is you can leave your book on the table. Okay, so if you're leaving something, you're letting it be and you're leaving from it. Okay, so you can leave your book on the table. You are leaving your book somewhere, you're letting it stay on that table and you're walking away from it. All right, to let means to allow or permit something. Mrs. Jenkins let Junior jump on the bed. All right. So Mrs. Jenkins is allowing Junior to jump on the bed. She is permitting it. To let something means to allow or permit something to happen. The next one is borrow. Borrow means to take something to use it for a while. I borrowed my cousin's skis last weekend. Pretty straightforward. If you're taking something and you're using it for a while to give it back, you're borrowing something. Lend is the opposite of borrow, okay? Your cousin was lending you those skis so that you could borrow them, okay? The next one is lend, again, and it means to let someone use something for a while. Our neighbors lend us their mower, okay? We borrow our neighbor's mower. We are borrowing it to use for a while, but our neighbors are the ones that are lending their mower to us to use. All right, so in part C here, we need to circle the correct verbs in each sentence and then write 2 original sentences using each of the verbs you circled. The first one has been done for us. Okay? So, bring or take me out to the ball game. Bring or take me some snacks. Okay. So, we circled the correct verb. It's take me out to the ball game. Okay? Because we're taking something away from the speaker. And then bring me some snacks is going to be the answer here because the speaker is asking whoever he's speaking to bring the snacks to him. All right? And then write 2 original sentences using each of the verbs you circled. Here's the first one. I will take an umbrella to the game in case it rains. That's an original sentence using the word take. The next one, let's do together. Bring or take me some snacks. Let's imagine that we're at the baseball game now and we're sitting in the concession stand, okay? We're sitting in the stands and we're asking a friend to go to the concession stand for us. And we say, bring me a Coke from the concession stand. In that case, you're asking somebody to bring something to you from somewhere else, okay? Just like with take, you are asking to take something away from that person. Now, we're asking somebody to bring something to us, okay? So, notice in this one, it says write 2 original sentences for each of the verbs you circled. In the first one, they only did one. They needed you to do another one. So in this one, for number 2, you're writing your first sentence on this line after you decide which verb to use, and then you're writing your second one on this line after you decide which verb to use. Okay, you're writing 2 sentences for each one of these numbers, for each one of these activities. Okay, you're doing one for let or leave, and then the other one for the other let and leave. And here, you're writing 1 sentence for lend or borrow, and then you're writing another sentence for the other lend or borrow, okay? You're writing 2 of your own sentences for the one that you've selected in each of those. Okay, have fun.